Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, March the 30th, 2020, and this is your Mr. Video Games live super show brought to you by Dead Sun Entertainment. Keeping it down, chill stream for now because, hey, everyone is slowly fading right now and we're all going mad. But it's fine, we're going mad together, so welcome aboard. Friends, brothers, sisters, welcome to the Mr. Video Game Live Super Show. I am, of course, Slacker Kite. I basically keep the stream in the order, and then I have lovely people who go out and read the news for me and tell me all of the exciting things because we at least have one real fucking journalist on staff, and his name is Brian, aka Wonder Boy. Glad to have you here today, as always.
Yo, what up? I have no clue what to say right now. I don't have much in the ways of like passion. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I always have passion for things. No, it's been. I mean, like you said at the beginning, it's been a rough go of it for a lot of us. You know, myself included. I am now going on week 3 of being sequestered in my apartment. And I don't know. I'm not mad yet. So that's a thumbs up. But no, like it's been an interesting week, I would say. Not a ton of stuff to talk about, but enough.
Yeah, enough that we can have a little mini show here and, just chill out and talk about video games because that's way better than our other alternatives.
Yes. I did decide to kind of counteract the dread of isolation by playing Shadow of the Colossus, if that's a good way to treat that.
You
I
replaced
don't
one
know.
dread for another. Good job.
Basically, yeah. So that was fun. Replayed that over the weekend. Other than that, mostly it's just been me on the phone with Delta trying to get my money back. Which is a video game in and of itself. Let me tell you.
And of course, today we've got with us live on the show, it's Lindsay, aka Lady Merowin. Hell yeah.
So, I found out something yesterday, and it may or may not have included a lot of screaming and swearing quite angrily when I found out.
Huh?
What's that? What'd you find out?
So, Playwatch worked his way through Arkham Knight
Mhm.
and
Off to a
finished
great
yesterday.
start.
Right? Awesome game from everything that I saw, and has spawned me to try to attempt Arkham Asylum because he says I should play all 3. But he finished it and went, damn, I wish there was another Batman game. I wish there was another Arkham game. So on a whim, I used my fantastic black belt in Google Foo and did some looking, and god damn it, WB was supposed to be announcing a new Arkham game this year at E3.
They were, and it may still be coming. We don't know yet.
I needs it.
It's in the works. We definitely know that for sure. It's just a matter of they haven't publicly announced it yet.
I wants it so bad. It made me cry just a little.
Well, I did spend my time playing a little bit more Doom, and by playing a little bit more Doom, I mean finishing Doom. And hi, turning on the live cam now so you can see my glorious visage in all of the no fucks given I'm giving today. But yeah, it's kind of weird Doom having a plot line. It's basically think of Diablo, but like you cranked the metal to 11. It's really good, except for the second to last boss is a pain in the ass. I don't know if I should describe it here because like it's giving some things away, kind of. But do you want to hear about like my least favorite boss that I think I've fought in this console generation?
I'm totally down.
Okay, so I don't know if you played Doom 2016 or seen Doom Eternal, but the new gameplay method is basically you never have enough weapons and ammo and shit. What you do is you chainsaw the fodder enemies so that you can get more of that good ammo so you can kill the larger enemies.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. For this boss fight, instead replace those normal enemies that you would chainsaw with floating enemies that you have to headshot in order to get an ammo drop out of them. If you kill them normally, they just kind of die and maybe leave you with some health. On top of this, the actual boss is flying over the arena in the air, dropping fire napalm on the arena at all times. So parts of the arena are completely useless to your ass. Oh, and it has a shield that regenerates, and you have to grapple punch it when you drop the shield, and you have to make sure that you shoot exactly enough ammo at it so that you can drop her shield, so you can grapple up to it. But if you try to punch at the wrong time during the grapple animation, you just go fucking flying. You didn't hit, even though you hit that button as you grapple flying towards the lady.
So you're saying it's convoluted?
No, the actual last boss is fucking great. You get all of this chaotic bullshit going along, and there's a fucking titan, and it's some crazy ass horseshit. It's wonderful. But that one fight and some of the other enemies in the game that I won't get into turned this game like this could have been my favorite game of this generation if there weren't a couple of problems that just whenever I ran across them made me not enjoy the game anymore. Some of the jumping in the game is a little bit obtuse. So I still strongly recommend this game. It's still one of the best games of the generation, but I wouldn't go as the best anymore. It's not the best first-person shooter I've played, but damn, it's up there and it's worth the play.
You know, I've been hearing a lot of like similar complaints regarding the platforming, so I'm not surprised at all that that was something that frustrated you
Which
in that
is
way.
weird, because, like, my dude, Prince of Persia shit is my jam. That's, like, one of my favorite styles of gameplay. But some of these were just so precise platforming you had to do while also shooting in midair. Fuck that. Lost a lot of health just because, you missed, pal. Good luck.
I still really need to pick this game up. I'm going to need something to break the frustration and monotony.
You do, and to give you an idea of how much I like this game, like I never go like any sort of map completion routes. I did it for Bloodstain last year, and that was like the only game I did last year. I didn't like 100% this, but I got all of the like. There's cheat codes you can find hiding around. So if you replay levels, you can cheat for your way through the levels and just have fun and blow shit up in the fun meta way that you want to. And also, I kind of ditched around and picked up a whole lot of the little toys just because I wanted my little wall in my office in the game to have all of the damn toys. So there you go. If that's not a recommendation, I don't know what is. But play this game on easy if you're not a super amazing first person shooter. I am not. And even on easy, that a lot. That a whole lot. Game's hard as fuck. Seen people play on Nightmare. I don't understand how that works. Fucking goddamn savages. Anyway, let's get to the news. Oh, wait. Before we do that, I do want to say on Wednesday night, myself and at least Hollis, maybe Josh, we'll see, are going to get together and play some of the new Control DLC. I will suck horribly. So my apologies that you have to watch me play this game that I am not the world's greatest at, but man, this game is a lot of fun, and you can laugh at me at being a piece of shit while also watching all of this weird cryptid bullshit going on. Anyway, news. God damn if this wasn't a good week if your name is Mr. Nintendo. Holy shit. They have a lot going on, and about half the show, if you're not big on the Nintendo, I'm sorry, most of the show is going to be at least half of it on the Nintendo. So you might know that this little indie game called Animal Crossing came out and fucking blew sales away. In Japan by itself, it sold more units in the first week time period of first 3 days than anything else.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised by the numbers that I'm seeing, considering, let's be real, like I know that we here on this show are not necessarily the largest Animal Crossing stands, but we used to have somebody on the show who is.
Yeah.
And she, like so many other people, has been chomping at the bit for this game, and so by that like inference, it comes as no surprise that they would have blown through this many sales in the first week. Like, this is one of the most highly anticipated games for the Switch as soon as the Switch was announced years ago. So it makes total sense that these numbers will look good. What's more surprising to me is the sheer number of units of the console that they sold alongside this. Like, looking at just over 390,000 consoles in Japan only. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, we're
like
talking one fucking region here. This isn't worldwide sales.
Yeah, like, this is crazy to think that this one game, like, I knew this game was going to be good. I knew it was going to sell systems. I didn't think it was going to sell that many systems. That's ridiculous. I can only imagine the numbers for North America and the UK, considering how everybody, especially considering how everyone is on basically lockdown right now. Like, this was the game this has been the game I've seen the most online of people, like people that I didn't even think would play video games, much less a game like this. Like, right now, as we are streaming this show, one of my favorite pro wrestlers in the world, Effie, is streaming this game on Twitch. And I've never known Effie to play a video game. Granted, I don't know Effie too well, but like, I've never known Effie and many other people to have been like excited for this game. But like, everyone is fucking playing this thing.
Except us.
Yeah, somehow the three nerds on this show who play a video game, all three of us are like, Animal Crossing looks nice. How?
I tried playing Pocket Camp and just couldn't get into it.
Well, to be fair, Pocket Camp is probably the worst iteration of this game ever made.
Oh yeah.
So I would say, like, if Pocket Camp didn't land for you, that wouldn't necessarily negate this game for you. But I have a feeling it's not just Pocket Camp that's turned you off.
I I don't know. I mean, like, as far as this style of game goes, I think my big draw is like to stuff like Stardew Valley or My Time at Portia. You know, this just never really called to me.
I don't even like games myself like Stardew Valley because just like I feel myself having to be OCD, and I played 2 years worth of Stardew Valley, and I actually never talked to a single citizen and just kept farming and then going to the dungeon because my brain was like, I have to min max literally everything, and I realized, are you having fun? Oh, no.
Well, I think like games like because I'm with you on that. Like I gave Stardew a good chunk of time, and still just knowing that I've never really gravitated to games like that. Like I was not a Harvest Moon kid
Mhm.
growing up, so like I knew it just wasn't my style of game per se. But I still gave it a shot, and well, games like Stardew and Animal Crossing specifically are all about like finding your own fun, making your own fun within them in a way.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there are systems and yes, there are goals to get to, but at the end of the day, like it's really how you build out stuff for yourself and how you go about your day within the game. And I understand completely why people would love that. There have been instances. Like I said last week, I booted up The Sims 4 for the first time in like forever because I haven't touched a Sims game in like probably since the first one came out, just because I got my fill of that. But in being sequestered the way that I am, like I kind of got a feeling for trying something different out of just out of the blue, and I logged that thing up and I played for about 6 hours and I felt good and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah,
Because
a
like
lot of people I know have been playing Sims 4 like mad the last week or two as well, which I guess makes an amount of sense. Hey, this world's going to shit. Let's let's make our own.
I mean that fuels a lot of I think why a lot of new people are getting into Animal Crossing is because they're able to create a world that's not the one we're in right now and build something out that's really interesting and express creativity in a way. I think that's why a lot of these simulation games are being played a lot right now, while we're all in lockdown, because it's an escape, and it's honestly like Animal Crossing would have sold well regardless of the pandemic. But I think if the pandemic helped Animal Crossing sell way more than I think some people were even expecting.
True fact, though. Of course, a Nintendo game can't come out without it getting fucking review bombed.
That's any game at this point. This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, while with critics it's a solid 91, the user score has gone all the way down to 65 or 6.5. Most of the complaints being that if you don't play the game online, then you're not really getting as much out of it since there's not as much to do on a single island, and you can't just share one Switch with somebody else and have different files. One Switch is one island.
Yeah, and that I can understand for the review bombs. I mean, like, how in my financial situation, the Switch is still way out of my reach right now.
Mhm.
I can't justify dropping that kind of money on a console and then to pay full price for a game, and then to have two people in the house and only one of us is allowed to play this game. Like, it kind of sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like, is any of this a 0 out of 10?
see that's where my problem comes in with this, because yes, these are legitimate criticisms for this game because the single player does offer a robust experience if you are going in for what Animal Crossing gives you. And the online multiplayer definitely does give you something different, and it expands upon that single player experience. It doesn't necessarily, the multiplayer is not necessarily needed to have a fun time with this game, but it does make for a better experience with it. And of course, locking switches to have only one island when you have multiple profiles and multiple people that will be interested in building out their own island and playing this game is incredibly frustrating. And I'm very curious as to the rationale behind why that was made, why that decision was made by Nintendo when developing the game. But do those things equate to a 0 out of 10? No, they don't. And this is the problem with all review bombing like campaigns and all instances of people trying to like have their voice heard by bombing the Metacritic score or the Steam rating or something like that. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about this. Like the only time this really has anybody talking about it is whenever we have news stories like this, which I have written news stories like this before. I get it. It's something to cover, especially whenever you don't have as much to talk about right now as you do. But at the end of the day, like as you write a story about it, it's talked about for like 5 minutes and then it goes away because nobody gives a fuck about what you're writing about in the Steam review section for the most part. Like literally the only time that I look at that outside of when I'm having to do a story like this is if I see something hilarious that I want to highlight for somebody being a complete tool. Like it's so stupid to think that you're going to have some kind of effect on Nintendo by doing this. You're not. If you want to speak to Nintendo, email Nintendo, voice your opinion on social media. Don't go to Metacritic and think they're going to pay attention to that because they don't give a fuck about it. They just sold almost 2 million units in one country. They're not giving a fuck about what Metacritic says. So if you want to go on here and spout your bullshit and think that you are making a difference about something or think that you accomplished something, like go back to the fucking drawing board, figure out a more constructive way to express yourself. Because throwing a fucking random 0 out there is not going to do anything to help get what you want and what a lot of other people want in this game. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, it's a way
especially
to
whenever you fucking go out there and say that you are worse than Electronic Arts. I'm sorry. One fuck up in how you design the most like one game is not enough to like fucking compare to some of the shit that EA has been guilty of in the past decade. All right, so fuck off with that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you remember how much they reviewed good old Pokemons, and you think that didn't sell like fucking bejesus?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Nintendo is just fine. They're ignoring the zeros and looking at the 3 to 7s like, hey, what can we actually improve on this game rather than the people who just want to talk shit.
They're not ignoring the zeros. They're ignoring these zeros. They're not ignoring the zeros behind that fucking 1.8 million copies sold. That's the zeros they fucking care about, not this bullshit. Like you're not doing anything. You're just doing something to make yourself feel better. And if that makes you feel better, go for it. But understand that no one's going to be paying attention to you.
Yeah, I love that Jim Sterling, of course, gave this a 7 out of 10 because he didn't really fall in love with the game. And of course, always, anytime he has a controversial opinion, people just bomb the shit out of him. How dare you? It's fine. Sometimes a game doesn't click with you. It happens.
Yeah.
He's one person.
Exactly.
Fuck off. That being said, Animal Crossing wasn't the only group to have a good time of things over the last week. Bethesda had an amazing launch. They didn't exactly give the sales figure, but Doom Eternal doubled the sales, according to them, for initial weekend sales over Doom 2016. So clearly they did something right with this game launch.
Yeah, they made it easy to get for free.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but we're not talking about, ye pirate hats here. We're talking about digital and in-person sales, making it just fucking huge especially on Steam with 100,000 concurrent players at the same time on the weekend. Whereas the peak for 2016 Doom was 44,000. So it's pretty damn good numbers.
Oh hell yeah! No, that's great numbers.
Yeah, and you can't exactly fake it with Steam. That's a sold copy you got on Steam, or somebody being very fucking generous to you one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we're not done with the Nintendo shit. Hey Josh, how's it going, buddy? Because of course Nintendo dropped in randomly. What was that? Last Thursday with their own mini direct. For all of the indie bullshit. And there was some stuff announced. Just a few. I mean, the big thing was the announcement of Xenoblade Chronicles. I swear, Xenoblade is just not an easy word to say, coming out on May the 29th. And boy, if you loved that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, there's some more shit for you there. I know we all loved it, right?
That's a game I actually kind of want to still play. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I tried to make it a little bit more, homey in here rather than just where I keep all of my shit. I just shoved all my shit over to that side where you don't see it anymore. That's all over there.
I think the fact that all of the 2K games are coming to Switch is kind of awesome as well. Because, like, Bioshock and Borderlands,
Mhm.
like, that's kind of epic.
Now, keep in mind with all of the 2K games, I do strongly recommend just buying the digital copy. While the physical copy does have some stuff on it, it is like 3 gigabytes out of like 40 to 50. So just get the digital download because you're gonna download holy shit fuck worth of room anyway. And shit that actually makes me excited. Ring Fit Adventure got a update that introduced a new mode that is basically a rhythm game a la Beat Saber, with music from Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and The Legend of Zelda. That's some hot shit right there.
Agreed, but is it as hot shit as Good Job?
Absolutely not. This is a game that I definitely need to pick up and play at some point. It's a cheap first party game from Nintendo. I think like $20 for it, where you get to experience all the joys of nepotism as you get hired as a worker inside of a place and you have to move shit around and you're dragging cables and causing all sorts of mayhem and mischief in order to get your work done as a low level employee. And once you figure out your puzzle for each stage, you get a good job at the end.
This is the kind of game that I need right now as we all collectively join our voices in frustration at the unemployment rise and the fucking frustration with workforces right now. As we speak, Amazon and Instacart workers are still on strike and all this other fun stuff. So why not take out that frustration in a virtual business office whenever you can't go to your own?
There you go. While you're unemployed, spend your Trump bucks on getting a copy of Good Job and remember what it's like actually having a job.
Ah, it's too real.
I'm not bitter at all, and I'm not using the Psyduck as an emotional support pet at all.
It's too real. Let's talk about ARMS.
I mean, ARMS, the new fighter coming to Smash Brothers, it's going to be some ARMS character. We don't know which. choose your poison because, man, ARMS really was a groundbreaking success of a hit. And that's how they're starting out. Their next fighter pack is with the ARMS character. I'm just gonna
Quick, name a
Hmm.
fighter from ARMS.
There's Booty Lady. There is Princess Peach, but with ribbons. There's Sweet Cinnamon Bun Girl that everyone loves. There's not Mario X Little Mac. And that's about all I got.
I only have one statement on this. What's
Yeah.
in arms?
Oh, what's in ARMS? It's a ridiculous fighting game that was a Switch launch title, or close to launch title, if I'm not mistaken. But if you really want to know what ARMS is, you can download a free demo if you have the Nintendo Online service.
I don't own a Switch.
It's okay. You don't need to play ARMS. It's okay.
Nobody needs to play ARMS. This can be one of their forgotten relics of like, oh, that's a fun thing that they'll mention in the next WarioWare game.
No, let's be
So-
fair. ARMS was fine. It's just not like memorable at all.
It's not Splatoon.
No.
So basically, what I can gather from what you guys have said is this was Nintendo's attempt of saying, "Hey, let's compete against ourselves and give Super Smash Bros. Something to be worried about."
No, because Super Smash Brothers was still a year out, so this was more of a tiding to hold people over and get into esports, which didn't happen.
Yeah, also nothing
Ah.
like Smash Brothers. Nothing
Yeah.
like Smash Brothers at all.
Okay.
No, think of like Punch Out, but ranged.
And everybody has spring arms.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see a pattern here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. Ugh.
We've also got a demo of the what looks fucking beautiful Bravely Default 2, so hey, if you're bored enough, go give that a try. It looks pretty as shit. I'm not going to bother with it. Also, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and Into the Depths and Panzer Dragoon Remake. So
Let's get to the real
hey.
banger here. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Travis. Let's get to the real banger here. They're releasing Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. They're releasing Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer on Switch.
That's
Alright,
what I
that's-
call pod racing.
Get in your Pod Racer. It's Anakin Skywalker time.
That's kind of awesome.
Jump into your time machine. Play this Nintendo 64 demo console. With this game as the only game on it.
Hey, also Burnout Paradise is coming to the Switch, so yeah.
It's no Episode 1 Pod Racer.
Also, Clubhouse Games 51, where you can play Mahjong and go fishing.
Yet somehow I'm still more excited to play that than the Borderlands collection that they're releasing on the Switch.
So with this Clubhouse Games 51, that's like they're bringing the old. Do you guys remember back in like the Windows 3.1 days where you could buy the disc that had like 300 Windows games on it?
Yes,
Yep.
it is basically that. You are correct.
That's kind of awesome.
Yo, it's got Mancala on it. Fuck yeah.
Oh, and Catherine Full Body is on there, and that was a pretty fun game. I liked it. Sadly, no Chips Challenge, Mr. Graves. I apologize. I know we all wanted Chips Challenge for the Switch.
Screw Chips Challenge. We need Commander Keen.
But you can get Commander Keen on your iPhone or Android device.
What?
Wasn't it like 2 years ago they announced a new Commander Keen was coming to mobile
Oh
platforms?
yeah, no,
That was last year.
Not Commander Keen.
Are you
That
sure it
was
said?
not
Pretty sure it said Commander
my
King on it.
No, That was an abomination. That was the Diablo Eternal or Diablo Immortal of Commander Keen. No.
Yeah, I still don't see Commander Keen out yet on my mobile device here.
Because they realized it was a bad idea.
Oh, and hilariously, looking up Diablo Immortal gets me Raid Shadow Legends!
Another 10-cent game.
It's still coming, Coop. They're still working on it. We just have no fucking idea when it came out because after that press conference, it became a fucking low priority, and I don't blame them.
What, the Commander King game?
Immortal.
Immortal.
Oh, who the fuck knows about Immortals at this point? Whatever. It's not like any of us are going to play it anyway. I don't know, maybe. As
They
a
should have
joke.
all quit out of shame.
But that wasn't the end of Nintendo's announcements. We've got a not announcement, more of a major leak coming out. And it's been all over the Twitters today, because what else are we going to talk about? Mario is having its 31st anniversary soon, and while we've had things coming out announced like Lego and the Mario World place you can go visit, attraction, theme park place you can do, they have been told by insiders in the know that there is going to be re-releases of most of the 3D Marios you have missed, known, and loved. So if you want to play your Super Mario 64 or your Super Mario Sunshines, you'll be able to probably this summer.
I feel old.
Don't
I'm
we
older
all?
than the internet. I'm older than Windows. I'm older than Mario. Make it stop.
Yeah, I'm 2 years older than Mario. It's I was a baby when it came out, but hi.
Here's my question.
Mhm.
Will they finally release Super Mario Land?
That is one of the things they are expecting to potentially be out there. Now, maybe that'll happen, maybe it won't. The real question is, are we just getting a piecemeal drop? Or are we going to get a full package deal to remember all of the good times we had flying about the galaxy with our good Mario boy?
These games are getting sold like piecemeal. There's no way they're gonna do just one giant package.
Wouldn't it
That's
be
not
nice, though? Wouldn't it just be swell? What if this came out for the Nintendo Switch Online thing, and they're just like, hey, today you can go out and play the Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 if you're a Switch Online subscriber.
That would be very rad.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say if
yeah.
they could just drop it as a free update.
Yeah, that would be really cool, but that no. Like it sucks, but no. I really think that what you're gonna see is they might not release like every game piecemeal, but you'll definitely see like collections of like generational collections, I think. Like I would not be surprised if you get like, Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3 and Lost Levels in one package. Maybe you get like the Super Nintendo generation games in another package, then go forward, and then maybe Odyssey and Odyssey 2 and Sunshine separately, like that sort of thing. But there's definitely going to be some separation within how they sell these games. It's just it's Nintendo. It's a business thing, unfortunately. It sucks, but that's just the way it's probably going to end up being.
Yeah, they're not going to give it out for free, sadly, because Nintendo wants your goddamn money.
What if they did it as like a decades package? So like you could buy the 80s pack and it would have like your first 3. You could buy the 90s pack and it would have like 3 more games. You could buy your early aughts and like I think that would be cool.
Like how Capcom did the Mega Man re-releases.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that because I think that's a good way to kind of break stuff up there,
and it's a good pick your decade, and it lets like people that are our age, that are parents, introduce their kids to the games that they were playing as kids.
Mhm. I agree with this, but only if they include Mario as missing.
Mhm.
Mario's Time Machine for the
Yes.
SNES.
We need every
I still
canonical Mario game.
have.
Mario
still
teaches typing.
cartridge.
Let's go.
Oh, guys, we can't forget Mario Paint.
Fuck yeah, Mario Paint.
Mhm.
Greatest fucking game ever.
What
I
about
made so many
Hotel
shitty
Mario?
songs in the game. Fuck Hotel Mario. That one does not get released. That one gets left on the pile.
Hotel Mario is the ET of Nintendo. It should have been found decades later in a landfill somewhere.
Well, I mean, Hotel Mario wasn't made by Nintendo, but I love Dr. Mario. That shit's awesome. I wish they made like a good new Dr. Mario game. That mobile game was shit, and I'm so mad at them for that because I was so hype over that shit, and they fucked it.
What if they just re-release the old good one? I think that's the better track here.
That's fair. And if you really want to get hype about your Mario, another one of the sources came to Eurogamer and basically told them that one of the items is going to be a new Paper Mario game. So that's fun.
Yes. Paper Mario is the shit, man.
Yeah, so there will be several other titles. So 2020 is going to be relatively Mario heavy. And I'm always excited for a Paper Mario release. That shit's always good. So fucking give it to me. I will put it in my mouth and swish it around like a delicious beverage.
Now, here's one thing that's very curious that's not necessarily Mario related to come out of this report. Because, like, near the end, where they talk about a new Paper Mario coming, they also talk about a re release, like a deluxe version of Super Mario 3D World that was originally on the Wii U. And then they go on to say that that port is one of a couple of first party games that Nintendo is reworking and re-releasing from the Wii U generation, which makes me wonder what else are they working on, or what other Wii U games are they trying to port over.
What haven't they ported from the Wii U at this point?
That's what I'm trying to think of what it could be, because like I'm like running through their lineup, like their first party stuff. Like you have like Metroid Other M, which who the fuck would want that? You
well,
have
Other M
like,
was Wii, so
I mean, what? No, well, I thought Other M was a Wii U title. It
No.
doesn't matter either way. It sucked. Anyway, I would say like you also could think of maybe as odd as it might be, maybe they're working on like a re-release of Twilight Princess. That would be an odd choice, but it's there. They've already re-released almost every other main console Zelda game to this point.
Yep, might as well re-release the Wii U re-release of the Metroid Prime trilogy. That shit's dope. I'd play it again.
I
I'd buy it
mean,
again.
they have. I mean, yeah, they have Prime 4 in the works. It would not surprise me if they put out a collection ahead of that game, whatever state it's in right now. I'm just trying to think of what other first-party stuff they put out on Wii U, and I'm drawing a blank at the moment.
Let's see here. What else was? Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot amazing on the Wii U now that I look it up. Holy shit, this all sucks. Because everything that was like good, they ported over already, right? Like Mario Kart 8, they're already talking about porting over 3D World.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like Pikmin, if they're still looking at that. There was a Kirby game there that I don't remember coming out because I don't know if it was any that good.
We already know the Wonderful 101's coming next month.
Yeah, so like maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions is already come. We got the NES Remix Pack. That was fun, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think that's something that they would be moving over to the to the Switch.
Oh, they could bring over good old Captain Toad.
Yo, I'll fuck with that. Bring Captain Toad. Bring it. I'm into it.
Yeah, who doesn't love their cute little diorama bullshit?
That's right.
But yeah, basically everything else has been brought over to the Switch, so.
Yeah. That's really odd. Like, the Wii U really was not supported that well.
Yeah, the Wii U kind of sucked.
God. I mean, other than
Yeah.
Mario Maker, like, what else is that console good for now?
Mario Party was pretty good for the Wii U,
Yeah.
just because you could play Bowser Party, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Mario
No.
Party Wii U was way better than the Switch Mario Party.
Yeah, because they finally realized that they needed to go back to the way Mario Party originally was. After those weird second Wii games.
Mhm.
Like, not the first one or the second. Was it the first two? It doesn't matter. I'm getting deep into dumb Mario Party bullshit. Either way, I will welcome a new Mario Party. I will welcome any Mario Party. Invite me to your Mario Party.
Come on over. We got the Mario Party. We got the controllers. Just come hang out in the Dead Sun Lounge and we'll party it up.
Is the Dead Sun Lounge your closet?
I mean, technically.
I just had to be sure. I need to know what I'm getting myself into. Social distancing and all.
Yeah, I don't think there's 6 feet in here, so, may have a little bit of difficulty with that.
Take out the wall and make 6 feet.
I don't know if my landlords would be too happy with that.
Yo, they ain't putting rent freezes in place in your state. Fuck them. Sorry, politics seeping in. Anyway.
We here at Dead Sun Entertainment, we like to talk about politics from time to time. Just don't be a dick about it. Welcome to Dead Sun. Enjoy your stay.
Yes, fuck landlords. Welcome to Dead Sun.
Don't be a scab. Fuck landlords. Vote Bernie. Dead Sun. Anyway. Well, we're talking about re-releases. Hey, the good old Final Fantasy VII remake had a bit of an announcement today. Due to all of the things going on with the COVID, especially with distribution to Europe and Australia, they are going to be releasing the game early in those areas specifically because it may take longer to get there in the first place because of current delivery times. So, hey, if you're in Europe or Australia, you may get the game early. They're just really asking you to be nice and not spoil it for everyone else.
This is a rad thing. Personally.
Yeah. Like, I've seen some people complain, why don't you just put it on the store early for free for everyone? Or not for free, but put it on the store early for everyone. It's not everyone's being affected the same for delivery times. America's still getting their deliveries just a few days later. It's not as bad as fucking Australia's hit. Or especially Italy at the moment.
Italy and Spain are both, fucked at the moment. So it makes total sense that they would take this on a case-by-case basis and figure out ways to get their game into the hands of people that want it in a timely manner. This is I think this is a really cool idea for them. And I think it's sort of cutesy in the fact that they did it while also saying yo, don't spoil things. Even though I like that they joked we know that this game's over 20 years old and everybody kind of knows what goes on in this thing, but don't spoil it. We might have changed stuff. Spoiler alert, they probably didn't change that much in it, but still, don't spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
As probably the only person here who's never played it.
Literally, I think the only difference between what happened in the demo and what happened in the real game is that Jesse is horny on main. It's about the only real difference.
Well, that, and you finally get to hear the Barrett's voice and how they decided to go full on stereotype, even more so than the original game. So,
Cause
hooray!
this train ain't a stopping.
God damn it! Either way, good on Square.
Yeah. It's a cool thing, and thanks you guys for putting that out. And hey, if you want to drop a copy in my lap a little bit early, I won't stream it and I won't tell anyone. I'll be a good boy, Mr. Enix. Please, I want the game. It's my Animal Crossing. No, Joan has her Animal Crossing. Give me mine. Anywho, speaking about re-releases, yet still, the original Nier is getting a re-release entitled Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139.
What?
Yes, sir, that is the name of the re-release of the original Nier, the Nier Replicant.
Dear God, could you imagine a kid putting this on their wish list and being having dyscalculia?
Yeah, it's been officially announced. There will be an English version. It is coming to Steam, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One sometime soonish. We don't have an exact date yet, but it is coming.
So here's the odd thing with this, because this is something that I had forgotten honestly for a while with the original Nier, was that it actually released in two different forms in Japan, depending on what console you had. There was Nier Gestalt and then Nier Replicant, and Nier Gestalt was the version that a lot of the international versions were based off of. So basically, anybody that played Nier, the original Nier, played Nier Gestalt, and the only people that really played Nier Replicant were Japanese PS3 owners. So the fact that they are using that version that did not get an international release as the remake or the remaster version of Nier is super interesting to me, especially considering that the only differences that I've seen in it are the fact that the main character is younger. So I'm curious if Replicant really holds like some major differences outside of that they're just not talking about right now, or if they're making any changes to make that difference anywhere near available, or if they just thought that they wanted to put this version of the game out instead because fuck it, this Yoko Taro is like, Yoko Taro and just decides to do whatever the hell he wants. So yeah, it's an odd bird, but I'm down. Like I know the original Nier is notorious for being like just a slog, especially when compared to Automata, or Automata. I don't know how the fuck they want you to say that. Anyway, but I don't know. It's a curiosity to go back to, I would say, especially since people have been clamoring for a remaster of the original Nier after Automata hit as well as it did.
Yeah, people have been looking for it, especially a lot of people missed out in the original Nier, especially in the West, because, man, the game had a pretty big launch in Japan, but kind of just happened in the Western world, so...
I mean, it's a very vastly different game than Automata in a lot of ways too. So, like, I don't know, people like that played Automata and really wanted to go back and see like where quote unquote the story like started from or whatever, or like a different part of the story with Nier, like might be in for a rude awakening by going back to play this. But hey, if you're into that curiosity, then go for it. Like I'm all fine with this game getting a remaster.
Yeah, I hear 2B is also going to be, at least the voice of them is going to be somewhere in here, and they're making some changes to some of the characters. So, yeah, it's all going to be re-recorded and redone for the characters, so that'll be fascinating.
Sorry, guys, for not contributing. I've been distracted by Kitty's stream.
You're perfectly fine.
We need an emote of her for our for the server, like for the channel. We need a Sans emote.
Now we're going to be removed from Twitch because I just flashed Sans' butthole to the internet, so that's good.
You didn't play copyrighted music, so I think we're okay.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, like, I didn't go into a men's restroom or anything, so.
That's
hey.
right. Twitch has its priorities, all right?
There you go. Hey, buddy. You need down? Hold on. I got you. Okay, and the last on our upcoming news list. I don't know what to think about this one because Platinum Games has said that the last of their Platinum 4 series is going to be announced on April 1st. I don't trust it.
Who would?
Now, I understand apparently in Japan, April Fool's Day is less of a thing, so maybe this is a real announcement coming, but also, if you follow Platinum much, you know that they can be trolls.
Not cool, Platinum. Not cool.
Well, we can wait and see. I am like, you know, waiting and biting my tongue for this. But it's too perfect for them to announce something super dumb and then come back with something smaller that is not going to blow everything out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, like, part 3 of the whole thing was, hey, we're also opening a studio in Tokyo. Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's good for you, man, but, like, I don't think any of us actually, like, other than, you know, the press cared.
Now, here's a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a tweet earlier from the Platinum Games account that marked the anniversary of Mad World's release, and I still think that this could possibly be a Switch port of Mad World or a port of Mad World in some way. I think that would be cool, but that's just a selfish thought from me, I think. I'm not really sure if that's actually anything that's on their radar at all, but I don't know. Crossing fingers.
Refresh my memory.
Sorry?
Mad World is the one that was all black and white, cel-shaded comic style, but had the splashes of red.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was that ultra-violent Wii game, like the first one that came out like that.
I actually have a copy of that.
Oh.
That was a fun
never
game.
Played it.
It was a fun game. I really liked it.
It took the whole term of ridiculous amounts of violence to a whole new level.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm for it.
Especially with the environmental kills.
God, yes.
Speaking of whole levels of violence, Resident Evil 3 finally came out. The reviews are good. Could be better.
Well, the reviews are out. The game isn't out yet, but the game comes out, I think, on Friday.
I do believe you're correct, either Thursday or Friday. I forget which. I think you're right on Friday, though.
Yeah. Yeah, hasn't necessarily lit the world on fire in a lot of ways.
Yeah, like the highest reviews are 84, and then you get reviews like the PC Gamer gave it a 58. Primarily, one of the biggest complaints I've seen coming up is that Nemesis was not as interesting as in Resident Evil 3, as if they kind of had to shove it out at the last minute.
That's an odd criticism. I haven't really heard much about that. Like a lot of the criticisms I've seen around the game have been mainly focused on the relative brevity of it and how it takes away some of the player choice of the first game. And because of that, it doesn't have like the deviating endings that the first game had. It didn't have like, you know, a lot of replay value in that way. the same way that the original did. So I don't know. Like I played the demo. I think that the game captures the anxiety and the action of the first game in a comparable way. I really do. But not having played the full game myself and reading reviews where people are saying that they were able to beat the main game within like 4 to 6 hours. And without having those diverging paths and that replay value, it does make the game suffer somewhat. I'm not necessarily somebody who thinks that a game has to be super long or offer a ton of replay value to really have the worth that certain prices call for. But in this instance, whenever that was a key component of the game, where you had to in the original game where you had Jill choosing divergent paths to take, like if you take that out, you lose some of the charm that Resident Evil 3 had in it, and everything else like that I've seen and played, like it hits on all cylinders of what you wanted to do, even if like it can be a bit frustrating, especially considering some of the modifications they have made to Nemesis and to some of the other zombie types in the game. It can be incredibly frustrating to navigate corridors in that way. But outside of that, like I don't know, like I'm curious to read more and see more, especially considering that people are complaining about Nemesis himself, because I thought that they nailed Nemesis pretty good from what I played in the demo. The fact that I've read reviews where they're saying that like Nemesis can come into safe rooms and kill you in safe rooms. Like, what kind of fucking existential dread do you want more than that in a Resident Evil game where you think you're safe and all of a sudden, no, I'm just going to burst through this fucking door frame and slam you into the ground?
Yeah, like in some of the complaints that I saw is from people that I think just know Resident Evil too well and were annoyed that Nemesis appears in certain sections routinely, doesn't really have its own AI, so it's not, just showing up randomly when you're not suspecting it on repeat playthroughs and things like that. But I don't think the casual gamer is really going to notice that shit.
No, because I think that Nemesis, like the AI might be different and how they have implemented him into the game might be some way different, but they've definitely like kept the intelligence factor of Nemesis there. Like he's still like and plus he has new stuff to use on you from what I understand, because I played the original game. I don't remember Nemesis having a tentacle that can reach out and pull you back towards him. That could be my own like misremembering, honestly, because it's been so long since I played the original game. But like, there's definitely new elements that make Nemesis just as terrifying. And if you're going to talk about something that's different from the game, like talk about how they basically took out a ton of the puzzle work in the game. Also, like that. If you want to talk about how this doesn't feel as Resident Evil 3-ish, that's another reason why it doesn't feel that way. But honestly, like some of that stuff is a little antiquated to begin with, so I don't really mind it. I mean, let's face it, who played Resident Evil for the puzzles?
Yeah, Resident Evil is kind of known for being a bit lackluster in its puzzles. You're not really supposed to it's just something to give you a little bit of breathing room before you go to your next area. So yeah, other than some of these stupid ass slider puzzles in Resident Evil 4. I agree with you, Psyduck. Yeah, sometimes they would give you just frustrating piece of shit puzzles that, some people maybe already know how to fix and can just do it automatically, but I stared at them like, I hate sliders. I hate everything about sliding puzzles. Never put them in your fucking video games ever, unless you're Armacrog, and then I'm kind of fine with it, because that's the whole idea, is to be a little bit annoyed. The end. But, yeah, like, I think that they expected the huge differences that you got in Resident Evil 2 remake, so I don't know. Buyer beware, caveat emptor, but I don't know. I think it'll be dope as shit regardless.
Basically, yeah.
And our last story of the day comes out of Steam. They are going to be dropping bandwidth usage since so many people are at home. The internet's getting kind of hammered, so they're doing their part by only updating routinely the games you have played within the last 3 days automatically. If you need to get your download, you can always choose to download when you start up the game and all of that good stuff in order to play it. It'll initiate an update rada rada. But by default, they are switching to only downloading the games you played in your last 3 days, which right now is a good idea. So I'm for it.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. I have no complaints about this. It makes sense. Everybody's trying to make sure that these systems stay up and running in ways that are sustainable. So, like, yeah, I'm fine with that.
I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, clearly this isn't a forever thing, but hey, while we're all at home now, they're throttling your download speed for PlayStation Store right now, and Netflix isn't streaming in full HD anymore. So it's such a small price to pay right now for everyone to be able to have a little bit of joy in their lives. So fucking cool on you, Steam. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also beneficial for the people who are working from home right now too, because like I know my job is very much internet dependent, and having those kind of slowdowns can really, really screw with your job.
Yeah, I actually remember once I took my lunch break and played a little bit of Slay the Spire, and when I came back, my internet was real slow and I wasn't sure why. And then I went back to my personal laptop and realized that like 15 games had decided to all download at the same time. Like, oh, well, I fucked myself. So yeah, just basically hey, be nice to everyone and don't, download that terabyte torrent of porn right now. Just hold off on that. Stream, some standard definition pornography for now, and once everything gets back to normal, then get back to your multi-terabyte grabs. It's fine.
I feel like you're speaking to one specific person that listens to this show
I
when you
have
mention that.
I absolutely am not talking to my roommate at all right now. Not in the slightest. Hey, either way, that was the Mr. Video Game Live Super Show for Monday, March 30th, 2020. A little bit compacted more than our usual show, but hey, you got an hour and 10 minutes worth of content. Oh, but fucking wait. Thank you, Psyduck. There is, as always, the Mr. Video Game of the Week. It's the person, place, thing, noun that has done something so good, so bad, so stupid, so horrifying, so amazing, you can only look at it and go, hi, that's video games. And our choice for Mr. Video Games of the Week goes to Twitter user FCatWink and good old Claire from the BA Kitchen. Hey, making yourself the Bon Appetit kitchen in Animal Crossing and then getting your friends together so that you can roleplay being the people from Bon Appetit is kind of fucking adorable. And I love it, and it made me actually consider downloading Animal Crossing because then I could be Claire Saffet too, and my life would then be complete.
See, this is what I was talking about when I talk about people making their own fun in Animal Crossing, like making their own worlds and doing this sort of thing that is just completely and utterly ridiculous in the best ways possible. This is what I love about watching this game out in the wild, and I welcome any and all, like, from this to, like, I've seen people building wrestling rings in arenas and trying to like do like wrestling shit in Animal Crossing, to like there was one where I saw like somebody just basically made like a giant like trash room
Mhm.
or something. Like, there's just all these different things that people are using this game to like build out either things that they love or things of their life that they want to continue to see flourish as we're all stuck inside and all this other stuff. Like, it's just rad.
Yeah, like I've seen shrines to Danny DeVito where everyone is kneeling at the altar of DeVito, and that shit's kind of fucking adorable. I don't know where these people come up with all of these ideas, but holy shit, props to you and yours for these oddities that you have put out into the world.
I just love seeing the creativity that, I mean, we're all in a shitty situation right now, but the creativity that everybody like having to stay inside and do their own thing has fostered has just been absolutely amazing and so heartwarming. And I love people that do this.
Yeah, and I'm sure I don't think we have a whole lot of crossover with people who love the Bon Appetit YouTube channel here. But Claire Sappett is an angel and is my internet wife, and I love her. And all praise be to the hanging gray thread upon her head. Amen. Anywho, this has been it's been a show. We've had an hour and 15 minutes together, all hanging out, being such good boys and girls together and talking about video games. I love getting together with you people every week and talking about the video game news that you need to know. Not to completely steal the tagline from Kind of Funny Games, but just genuinely thank you all for coming. Diablo Graves, Calvaran, Coop, Mr. Pie, Josh Komar, all of you lovely people make this show worth doing every week. Calvaran, thank you. It's just good times. Thank you, Sans the Cat, for coming by and gracing us with your presence. Uh, Brian, any final words for us this evening?
Um, just stay safe, keep washing your hands, and we'll all get through this together. We'll just keep your eye on the news, but don't let it. Try not to let it inundate your brain. In a lot of ways, we're moving forward, and that's all we can do right now, and we're gonna help each other do that. Um, and then I guess obligatory plugs. You can read my writing at outsports.com, and I do have one more piece going up over at pastemagazine.com sometime this week, I want to say. But outside of that, I guess I'll announce it here. As I announced it on Twitter, but I'll announce it here too. I was laid off from Paste Magazine as part of this whole situation, and it sucks. But hopefully that opportunity will come back whenever everything is back to normal. But for now, I have one more piece going up over there sometime this week. And outside of that, just check out Outsports. Check out my Twitter at WonderboyOTM for whenever stuff at other places is going to be going up, because I am all about that freelance life. It's a blast.
Oh, isn't it just?
Very.
Lady Merowyn, any final words for us this evening?
Just the usual, guys. Be cool to each other, love one another, but in this case, from 6 feet apart. Wash your fucking hands. Stay home. For the love of God, stay home. Unless you absolutely have to go out to like get groceries or your prescriptions or stuff like that, just stay home. Please. We have a choice of we all follow these rules and we get a summer, or we don't follow these rules and we don't get a summer. Take your pick. I personally love summer. I don't go outside in winter. It hurts. It's my one time of year to actually get outside. Also, I know I had mentioned I was doing that video. It's still in the works. The editing is taking a lot longer than I expected. I hope to have it up in the next couple of days. I am so sorry.
It'll happen. Of course, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, come join at least myself and Lord Hollis as we play some Control together. And as always, just remember to turn the page, and then you wash your hands. You turn the page, you wash your hands, you turn the page, you wash your hands.
God damn it.
Good night, everyone, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Bye.